Hello everyone and welcome, it's Shanna. Now today I'm going to be working with a Spring Smiles clear stamp and die of the month, and I had previously worked with this on a live in this card and I just wasn't happy with it, and so I felt like I needed a do-over. And I also had a couple of pieces from the stamp set that I'd previously colored that I thought I might want to work with. So I'm going to bring this stamp in and I am going to stamp the bunnies again and the floral elements and several of the sentiments, and we'll just get them stamped up, and we're going to work with these materials today. We're also going to have a good bit of story time too as well. So while I'm laying these down, I'll just kind of bring you up to date. I've not been able to craft all week. I tried to get a little bit of this in. You'll see a wardrobe change. I've got on a pink sweater right now, and I'm going to have a black t-shirt on later, where I had started this card or started stamping and then didn't get very far because I just didn't have time to work. We had a family emergency this past week in which my son-in-law had been in a very bad car wreck and had some temporary paralysis, I guess. He'd had an injury to his spine, and he very much fractured his ankle, I think, in multiple places, and was in really bad shape and spent most of the week in the hospital. The inability to move his limbs came back, fortunately, very quickly, but he still was having a lot of pain, and he's got some injury to his vertebrae, and they've got him in a head brace. And of course, he's wearing a huge boot and he's using a walker. He's not really moving around much, but if he needs to get up and move around, he has to have a walker along with his boot. And then he's wearing I don't know if they call it some kind of a neck brace. I don't know, C brace or something. I don't know what it is. But anyway, so most of the week was spent caring for my grandkids. I had them 24/7 the entire week. And when you have a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old, all day long and all night long, you can't craft. So I haven't been in the craft room, and they went down for a nap this afternoon, and I thought maybe I could get this card finished. So I went back into my craft room, and I'm still on the previous day when I first started crafting with this, and you can see I have stamped, and I'm embellishing it with some embossing powder, and I'm drying it, and I'm going to color is what I'm going to do. I'm going to color them much like I did on the first card, only I'm going to lighten the pink up a little bit and just kind of use a lighter pink on it. The pink on the ears and the belly of the bunnies was just too bright, I thought, on the first one, so I'm going to try again. Anyway, so back to that. My son-in-law did get released last night and is finally at home, and I still have the kids because, there's a certain amount of adjusting that you have to do to, bring a walker into the home and, having a neck brace and all that and everything. So they're trying to get things figured out before the little ones come home. Now, their daughter was able to be home last night and get to see her dad and everything, but she's older and knows that you can't jump on daddy and all that. So she did get to see him last night, but the boys have yet to see their dad. They have FaceTimed with him, and I think everybody was pretty startled when they saw him in his brace and all that and everything. And I know the kids are going to be curious about it, so hopefully they'll be able to manage that. And it's kind of hard with 2 boys at that age that are so active, and not sure how well they'll manage around him, so I'm concerned about that. But they are going to go home tonight for the first time since, they haven't been home since, I guess Tuesday early, got out of bed Tuesday morning, and I picked them up, and they haven't been home since. So anyway, so that's what's been going on. So I haven't had any time for crafting, and I've just kind of been just very, very busy and incredibly tired, taking care of that age active boys has really been a challenge for us. We've been just really worn out. So we're taking those little moments when they have a little nap. Magically, they both laid down at the same time this afternoon, and so I was able to kind of sneak in here. Pat actually went to work out for the first time since, he got the call on Tuesday that the accident had happened. He had just arrived at the gym to work out and wasn't able to work out because he'd received the phone call that the accident had happened. And so we've pretty much been hunkered down at home with these boys the whole time. But anyway, so he did get to work out, and I thought while he was working out and I got both the boys down, I would get in here and just play around with this. So anyway, I'm just coloring this up, and we're going to make a couple cards. I'm going to use these two bunnies here that I'm coloring, and we're going to make another card with the bunnies, and then I'm going to take the chicks that I had previously colored, and my heater kicked on in here, and I'm in the craft room because one of the boys is in one of the rooms, and one of the bedrooms, and the other boy's in the other bedroom, and my husband's in the man cave, and I thought I'd just come out here in the craft room and try to quietly do this voiceover, hoping that they don't wake up and I can get them down. And the heater just kicked on in here, so that is what the noise is in the background. Anyway, so I'm going to color up these flowers as well, and I'm kind of coloring them similarly to how I did, especially this one, the large one, because I'm going to use this one with the chicks, which is when I colored on the live. And so I used some brighter colors on this floral for that particular flower that's laying up there in the upper left-hand corner. And then the other ones, I'll use the lighter pink and kind of match them up to the bunnies that I've just colored here. And we'll use them. And I should have colored this, sped this coloring up a little bit more than what I did. I think the whole speed is at 2.5 times is what I put it at, but so I'm just kind of rattling on here telling you what's going on. So tonight my daughter is planning on picking up the boys and kind of reintroducing them to the home and hopefully get them situated with their dad. And so Pat and I will have some time to rest over the weekend, hopefully, and get some things done that we need to do. We really need to get our house back in order. We've been trying to, pick up every day after the boys, but they, with them being there all day long and all night long, it's been hard to kind of keep things in order. And so we'll try to get that done as well. But back to my son-in-law. So he has this brace that they want him to wear for several weeks and see if he has some type of healing on these vertebrae, like natural. And if he doesn't, at the end of that, then they'll probably have to do some type of spine surgery. And they've already made their follow-up appointment. They've already discussed what that surgery might look like so that they're prepared for that. And not even sure on the ankle as well if there additional needs need to be taken care of with that. But right now they've got him, he can't put any weight on it at all, and they've got him in a large, air cast, walking cast, whatever you want to call it. And then with the aid of the walker, he is able, I guess, to move around. And we haven't got over there to see him yet because he got home late last night. Of course, we're still watching the kids. But we have had the opportunity to FaceTime with him and to actually see his face. So I've got all that done. I'm going to cut this down so I can run this through my die cutting machine. And I'm just going to bring in the little dies. These are the dies from the Clear Stampin' Die of the Month for January. And I'm just going to get them laid down. Actually, I think is this February? I think I told you wrong. I need to look at it. It is the February Clear Stampin' Die of the Month. I've lost track of time. So I'm going to try and lay all these down. I'm using this pink tape. I've got to order some mint tape. The pink tape is just too sticky, and it will kind of eat into, when I get my floral arrangements laid down there, it kind of messes up two of them, so I can only use two of them. There are four of them there, and two of them kind of get messed up, and I can only use the two on my card, so that's what I'll wind up doing. But I'm trying to get them, and I'm realizing I can't lay them all three down and die cut them all three at the same time. And these two here is where the tape grabs, and I'm unable, the two on the outer edge that I wound up being unable to use because I laid the tape right down on them, and then of course the die cutting machine presses that tape down on there firmly, and then I can't get it off without messing up the stamping and the inking. So I've got all my elements here. I've got the elements from the first card, and what I needed basically for it was a second flower. So that's why I had to wait until I did all the stamping and the coloring for the first card to put together. So I'm just going to bring in this Dahlia cardstock, and I'm using an embossing folder from Spellbinders. It's the lattice one. I'm trying to think what it's called. I don't know if I have it laying out here. Just looking to see. Anyway, it's the lattice one. And then I'm also going to use a floral one as well. And I'll link all the materials in the description box below so that you can check them out. What I have got is the Swirling Blooms. And then the lattice one, but I will link them in the description box so you can check them out. And then I'm also bringing in the timeless 5x7 card front dies, and that's where I got this oval that I cut my vellum out. The vellum I took and cut it with the oval from that, and I took some green and some blue distressed oxide inks, and I blended on the back of this oval some green at the bottom and some blue at the top to kind of create a sky area and then a grass area. And then I'm just going to position my chicks in the grass, and then my flowers, I'm going to kind of have them coming up from the grass into the sky just to kind of fill in that oval and to add some additional interest to the focal point. I really didn't have a plan for this, and being that I didn't have a lot of time, I was just trying to quickly grab some things and throw some things together. So I thought the embossing folders and the oval looked pretty. Not sure about the design, but just not having a lot of time, I just thought I would throw something together and create a video and hopefully get it loaded on my channel. And then tomorrow will be a new day. So hopefully I can get back into my craft room and be able to do some creating and having some fun and just relaxing a little bit. So we need some definite time to relax. So I'm just taking my finger and I'm just going to smear this glue around there so that it doesn't kind of crinkle my vellum, and also so we'll get a good adherence. And that's kind of why I chose to put those flowers as I did, just to give me an area to glue this down. So next I'm going to take one of those sentiments and I'm just going to fussy cut around it and choose a sentiment. Now for this one I've chosen Step into Spring. I thought that'd be really cute, and I put it down there by the little feet of the the little chickadees, and then kind of looks like they're dancing around there, happy. The one little chick has these little face up toward the sky and just looks super cute. So I went to use a thin foam strip, and it had some kind of pink color on there or something. I don't know what it was. Piece of paper or something was stuck to it. So I got another piece and I changed it out and stuck it on my sentiment so I wouldn't have that little piece of pink sticking through there. I don't know what that was. And we'll just pull off the backer sheet and we'll get it laid down on here, and this will take care of this card. And then we're going to do the do-over card. I've got my little bunnies off to the left there, and I'm going to create a card with them as well. So I decided I would bring in some Spellbinders gems and just embellish this. These are opalescent gems, and I'm just going to lay some of those on my oval area just to create a little bit of sparkle and shine. And we'll just get those laid down on there. And that'll pretty much finish off this card. I think it's cute. And now I'm going to use the piece of vellum that I die cut the center oval out of, and I'm going to use it for my next card. I'm also bringing in this real scrolly frame that is from that timeless 5x7 card front die. That die set is fantastic. It has all kinds of borders. I mean, I'm not even showing you the best part of that die set, so you might want to check it out. But I'm going to take 2 of my A2 Matting Basic frame dies, and I'm going to create a frame that I can frame that vellum out, and it will give me an area to glue it down and adhere it to my card. So I'm just going to layer these up. I'm going to get some pink tape and lay it down so that I can just create a thin frame, and we can lay it down on the vellum, and it will just give me an area to put my glue. So we're going to do it like this, and we're just going to get all of our pieces assembled, and it'll pull together pretty quickly. So my son-in-law they have 3 young kids, and he is such a great help around the house with everything that it's really going to be a challenge for my daughter, because when you've got 3 kids and 3 jobs, it takes a lot to manage all of it. So it's going to be a tough time for the next few weeks as he's getting healed up and just trying to take care of all the needs of the house. So you'll need to keep us in your thoughts and prayers, because it's going to be a challenging time for them. So I'm going to frame out this vellum with that, and that'll give me a great place to put some glue down. And I'm just trying to put a tiny little strip down there just so it don't seep out and make a mess of that vellum. And then I just brought in a gray panel because my bunnies are gray and I thought it would kind of look nice with that. And that gray panel is just, I think it's 4.5 by 3.25 is what it is. And I've got this scrolly frame here that is the insert to the oval that you can add to it. And I'm gonna just put a little bit of glue down on here, and I'm gonna lay it back into my little oval cutout area there. And this is going to be a landing zone for my little bunnies. And we'll just give it a good press. And I use my fingers to clean up any glue that's kind of seeping around the ornate area of that die. And then we're just going to layer little bunnies in there. And I think the pink and the gray look cute together. I've got that one floral element. I'm going to put it like in the other bunny's hand. It'll be like they're both holding some flowers. And that's what I'm going to do since I didn't have the other pieces to use. And you'll see I'm running my tweezers underneath there. I had a little bit of a raised area, like a bubble almost, where part of it glued and the other part didn't. And later I'll bring in my craft knife and I'll slide it underneath there and release it, and then we'll glue it back down and it'll be just fine. And I'm going to lay that little floral element down, and then we'll put our other bunny on it, and then we'll bring in a sentiment to this card. And for the sentiment on this one, I'm going to go with Warm Easter Wishes is what I'm going to choose. I think that'll be cute with Easter bunnies. And I'm just going to cut them apart. I'm actually cutting both of them apart. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to bring in those thin foam strips and lay it on the back, and we'll get this laid down on here. Now, because I did my stamp and die organization before all this happened, I remembered that I had some gray, let me see what they're called. They're called Matte Cloudy Day Sequin Confetti from This Calls for Confetti. And so I remembered, because I had seen them recently, because I touched everything that was in those bins, and I thought, I've got those gray confetti pieces that I can lay down on here, and I think they'll be just the perfect thing for that. And I'll just lay 3 down in one corner and 2 down in the other, and we'll have a really nice embellishment on this card. And then that'll pretty much finish off this card. So I'll get my sequins put away, and we'll bring in all of our cards and take a look at them. So here's the chicks, and here's the bunnies, and then here's the one that I wasn't happy with. So let me know which one is your favorite. Thanks for watching, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.